name is Dani Hawks, and this is my resurrection story. I was born in Glasgow, Kentucky. I've always been raised in church, quite literally. I was born on a Tuesday, and that Wednesday, my parents had Wednesday night church, which my dad is a pastor, so that might make more sense. My mom was, I like to call her a professional pastor's wife, just because she was always, she was the traditional pastor's wife. I have an older brother and a younger sister. We moved around a little bit, going from church to church, and then we landed in Tennessee when I was 7. I always knew who God was, but I didn't know Him personally. I was there every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. I had been doing all this stuff, but I didn't know who I was doing the stuff for. My 9th grade year of high school, I had been asked 2 weeks before preaching camp if I would lead worship for the kids' camps, and it was in one of those services that God had really talked to me, and I really just opened myself up to who He was and accepted the call that He had on my life and accepted His grace. That was the same year that my dad had hired a children's pastor, Christy Walker, and she was a person who really showed me who Christ was, and she helped me. She stayed up long nights with me, wrestling with my call. She really was there to help me and push me through and pray for me. That was the main thing, was that she prayed for me. God has called me to really minister to the family unit, to really see how they can grow together, how they can get stronger in Christ together. Daniel was really good friends with my dad. My dad was his mentor. And through that relationship, Daniel and I got to be best friends. And throughout that best friendship, we began to date, and it was more than just dating. It was intentional dating, and the fact that we were dating with a purpose. And through that process of 3 years was a lot of questioning, is God calling us together? After a long time of praying together and a long time of figuring out how is God going to use us, we got engaged and got married. When you come to Christ, that doesn't mean that all of your struggles and all of your insecurities are gone. About 5 years ago, I was still wrestling with the feelings of unwantedness, of insecurity, and I developed an eating disorder. There were so many things that were going on in my life that I had no control over, and it felt like what I put inside my body, the types of exercise that I did, was something that I had control over. And I didn't realize it until I had hit 92 pounds. I had very serious talk with my parents and with Daniel, and we got the help that I needed. But it was a process of, am I good enough? Does God really love me? Does God really value me? Does God really see me? That was the main thing. Did God see what I was going through? And it still is a struggle today. It's putting on all the weight that I had lost. When things are stressful around me, I still sometimes have to say, God, you control. Help me to value my body in the way that you value it. Before I knew Christ, I did not feel wanted. I didn't feel loved. And now that I do know Christ, and now that I'm in this relationship with Christ, every day is a new day, and just coming to see that I am loved, I am treasured, I am wanted. I'm Dani. I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me.